Mr. Governor, have your permission, please, to hand over the microphone to other members of his team to introduce.
And the donor manager.
His comrade, Your Excellency, my name is Dr. Julius Angari. I'm the Director of the
My name is General Manager for Party and Workshop. Good morning. My name is Marcy Chinoyi, President of the Director, FBI.
Deputy General Manager, Benin Room.
My name is Nora Ifekwemisi. Good morning, Sir, Your Excellency. My name is Ngozi.
May I now invite Dr. Adebayo to brief Mr.
Government House. And once this opportunity to visit Edo State election. We are all very happy that we've done a lot in the area of infrastructure. I followed a very good job in the area of health provision for the people of Edo State. I've also noted what you have done in various areas of turning this state into another mega city, and I'm very proud, and I pray that God will continue to provide you with the wisdom and with the good health to continue to achieve that dream that you have set for this state. Having said that, Mr. Governor, I'm here to inform you that Nigerian Postal Service, that I have the singular honor to lead in the past 1 year, that the Nigerian Postal Service is one of the oldest institutions. I'm sure that you will agree with me, Mr. Governor, that when we are growing up, the post office is the center of attraction to many of us as youths. That's where we spend most of our past time. Many of us had the honor of posting letters very early in our lives to our people, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Today, the destructive nature of technology has changed all of that. Most people don't post letters anymore. And that is why the leadership of NIPOST under my watch has taken the liberty to continue to see what creatively we can do to turn the fortune of our agency around in the face of dwindling resources from letter posting and the rest. You will agree with me, Mr. Governor, that the Nigerian Postal Service has a very large presence in every part of Nigeria. I'd like to say that Edo State has a very special place in the strategy of NIPOST. One, because we have 7 zones in Nigeria that we operate at the moment, and about 106 districts. Edo State, and particularly Benin, is the zonal headquarters that represent all the states of the South. And that means, therefore, that our presence in Benin actually represents the entire South from Benin. So it shows how important Benin is to our strategy in NIPOST. Not only that, the first postal institute in Africa was established in Benin, in Eko, in 1990. And of course, it also shows how very strategic it was to our operation in NIPOST was established to provide skills and capacity building, not only in Nigeria, but across Africa. And I'd like to say that that institute has continued to provide platform for the training of all our workers all over the country. And so, Mr. Governor, apart from that, Edo State alone has about 28 departmental post offices, apart from sub-post offices located across all the local governments in Edo State. The state of Edo State, and the people here, they have a very, very good support that they have offered us. My post, particularly our parcel, our posts over the years, and they still continue to do that. I would like to digress a little bit, Mr. Governor, to say that NIPOST as an institution has continued to evolve under my leadership. And one of the things that we are trying to do now is to commercialize our operations. Because as you know, the Nigerian economy is going through its own difficult moment at this point. And what we're trying to do therefore is to continue not to rely on government support, because that support is even more, because for us, for close to 30 years now, NIPOS has not been kind of capital vote or the current overhead of government. All the government does is to pay the salaries of our workers, because we are a public postal operator guided by the Universal Postal Union. And so we continue to subsidize postal services across the country by virtue of that mandate of universal service obligation. And so we are continuing the process of commercialization, and the unbundling of NIPOS has already started. One of the highlights of that is the creation of two new subsidiary companies, the Property Development Company and of course the Logistics and Transport Company. All these two companies will begin to work before the end of the first quarter of this year, because the companies are already registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. And so for now, we are working around the clock to ensure that we can survive and take NIPOS to the next level despite all the challenges that we face. Now, coming back to the peculiar nature of Edo State and the kind of things that we continue to look out for from Your Excellency, we have a lot of prospects that we believe, working together with your administration, we can leverage on it for better win-win situation between your government and of course the Nigerian Postal Service. We have a very huge facility in Lagos, which currently houses the Postal Institute. I know that you were meant to have visited the place, but given your very tight schedule, you've not been able to be there. But I want to plead with you, Your Excellency, to find time to see the gigantic nature of Edo and the prominent role it plays in our operation in the Nigerian Postal Service. And so I want to ask Your Excellency, I'm aware that the National Sports Festival has just been postponed. And I know that it will be coming up sometimes in April, all things being but waiting. I want to say, Mr. Governor, that our facility is ready for use. To house some of the athletes, we have hostel facilities, we have conference centers that we can use. And of course, beyond the National Sports Festival, that place can be used for art exhibition. It can also be used for skill acquisition center, for conferences, and all of that. So I want to say, Mr. Governor, that we should take advantage of what we have in that place. Of course, we also need your help. And I will say this because the Institute is about 31 years old this year. And of course, given the nature and the peculiarity of infrastructure, it will begin to go bad over time if there is no constant renovation. That place is up for renovation, and I think Mr. Governor, we're going to be very happy if you can assist us some ways to put that place back to where it used to be, particularly the road leading to the institute is in a very bad shape. And of course, we have very serious problem of traffic hold up, because of the nature of the place. We need some kind of support from Your Excellency to ensure that from a market junction leading to our institute, that something is done to relieve us of the constant threat of the road blockage as a result of commercial operators. And Mr. Governor, I would like to say that beyond that, we continue to face very serious epileptic power supply in that part of town. And of course, even if it is just one transformer that Your Excellency can provide for the use of that institute, we'll be very, very pleased. And there are so many other areas that I would like the governor and the government of Edo State to come and support what we do. I know that for now, the EMS service, which is our premium courier service, is patronized by the government. But we want to see more patronage from the MDAs. At the moment, they are not patronizing us. They are using the DHLs and the rest of all these providers, private providers of courier services. I want to plead with Your Excellency that we should let some of our services also be. There's one thing that just addressing you, Your Excellency, just came to my mind. We have done a lot of commemorative stuff to many parts of government and people, even outside Nigeria, to the government of India, to the government of Bangladesh, because Black Post for over 100 years has been providing postage stamp as a symbol of unity and as an instrument of culture. And I believe that those states, and particularly Benin, is a very, very, very important traditional and cultural empire. I want to, with your support, be able, from Nepal's point of view, be able to do a commemorative stamp for Edo, and which, of course, will be permanent, not only in Nigeria, it will bring Edo back to the center stage, because we have a very thriving philatelic department in Naples, which is also aligned with the Universal Postal Union. Most stamps that we make in Nigeria are available all over the world. And this is one area that we can collaborate with your government to bring Edo back to the international consciousness, the culture, and the diverse opportunities that are found here. And so, Mr. Governor, I thank you for your time. I also
the time Mr. General is going to present
this souvenir. This is a compendium of Nigerian postage stamp for 100 years. And this captures the history of Nigerian stamps. I want to present this to Your Excellency for your record.
A couple of months ago that you will be making the you schedule a visit, the support, moral, spiritual, and a lot more that you and many Nigerians and members of your management give to us and continue to give to us as a government. I don't envy you, because when you sit back and try and see how technology has disrupted the traditional services provided by your system, it's a direct pointer to the fact that the world has changed. I'm not sure there's any other institution in this country not even the railways, of the age of your institution that has witnessed such fundamental and systemic disruption. So your job will not be an easy one. And it's the same problem globally. You go to even the United States of America, where it's almost part of the tradition that the postman is even part of the security infrastructure. That is changing. Everybody is sending mails by email. And nobody is going to the post office anymore. And I'm sure that kids who are in their teenage years now will not even understand that once upon a time you couldn't communicate across areas without going to the post office to write letters and physically send those letters. And the whole culture and the whole ethos around messaging, letter writing, part of our curriculum, part of education, part of literature, that's all of that is changing. But the only thing that's constant in life is change. And that's why I'm happy that we have someone like you who is so intellectually endowed and also very rigorous in your approach to issues, being at the head of such an institution, such a historic institution as such, a time in our history. Like you said, Edo is strategic. It's always been. It's one of the most strategically located states in Nigeria, because you can't go across the country without coming through Edo. And with that advantage over the decades has given us the presence of many federal institutions, particularly yours. We will encourage you to continue the restructuring. There are clearly several assets you have. I mean, the history alone, like you said, just the history, what you represent is, an asset in itself, not to talk about the infrastructure, which the system has evolved over the years, and also some of the services that you can still provide. I promised that I was going to take a visit to the Ego facility. Unfortunately, you see, we've not formed cabinet yet. We're doing a lot of house cleaning before, we announce cabinet, and that's taking quite a lot of time. But it's a promise I will keep. I don't make promises I don't keep. In fact, just driving through there yesterday, going to Udo, I noticed the point you made about the state of the main roads. I haven't gone to your facility, so I don't even know the state of the link road. And the traffic. And in my mind, I just knew that it's something, that's one route we need to very, very quickly do something about. And we will do. I'm sure when we see your institute, the facility there, I'm sure there must be use to which we can jointly put the facility to and make it active. Edo is a logistic base. We are seeing a lot of traffic coming in. We are positioned to be a hub for services, training, capacity building, amongst others. And it's not unlikely that facility will be quite useful. We just need to sit down, work with you, see how much investments can realistically be put in, and to see how it can be used to our mutual benefits. When we think, we just don't think for government. We're planning for the entire economy. Our role is to continue to create the environment for people to come and do things, for people to come and run their businesses. So I'm very certain that we will be able to work with you. You have another set of properties next to the government press, which we have now converted into a production center. We're very interested in those properties since they will have linkages with what we're trying to do next door. So it's an area I need to also hear from you, know what you're doing with them, and know what is possible with those properties. Yes, we would, like I said, it's going to be a robust relationship. And so whatever infrastructure that needs to be created to make the place viable will be done. We'll look at it and do so. Edo State will be 30 years this year in August. And, in my second term, we have focused on culture as the basis for our resurgence and our renewal. And we'll be very excited in working with you and your telepathic services, right? Telepathic services to see how we can create some commemorative stamps and link those these stamps to our arts and our culture. We think this is, one of those things we should be able to bequeath to posterity. I'm sure there will be a lot we'll be able to do together. The first step has just been taken. I'm very happy and pleased with the energy I see in your management, particularly the zone in Edo. You see energy, and that's quite impressive for an old institution that you think is dying. For you to see such energy being exuded by management, I think it's very refreshing and very pleasing. And with that alone, it's enough encouragement for us to sit with you and work with you and support you. So be rest assured of our support as a government always. Thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you.